was riding when I was 3 years old, and then started competing in rodeo when I was 7. All started with my mom when I was little. She would take my hand and she would trace the barrel pattern on my hand just over and over and over. I've won 7 saddles, I've won over 70 buckles. The biggest moment for me was in 2009. I had qualified for the high school national final. The week after, I had a finals rodeo in Colorado, the National Little Britches finals. I came home with the finals and world all-around titles.
This year, Utah State University cowgirl Amberly Snyder finished 9th in barrel racing in the Rocky Mountain region. That in itself doesn't add to her buckle collection, but she did it without the use of her legs.
January of 2010, as I was going through Rawlins, Wyoming, I looked down to check my map. When I looked up, I had faded over a lane and was heading towards a mile marker on the side of the road.
Amberly tried to correct her truck.
There was a moment where I thought, okay, I've got this, I'm gonna be all right. And the back right tire on my truck caught the dirt on the side of the freeway, pulled me completely sideways, and my truck picked up off the ground to start rolling. I'm about to die in my truck right here.
Snyder, who was not wearing her seatbelt, was tossed around.
Felt myself lift up and break through my window, and I left my truck going 70 miles an hour.
Flung across the freeway, Snyder broke through a fence post and landed in a snowbank on the side of the road.
I realized I was thinking okay, so I looked at my fingers and I moved them, and next I looked down to my toes and tried to move them, and nothing happened.
I opened up my phone and I read the text, and it was from her. It said, "I've been in a car accident, can't feel my legs, going into surgery." That was a bad day.
5 hours of surgery left Amberly with metal rods and 14 screws in her back. But through it all, her mind never left the arena.
Sitting on the side of the freeway, and I'm thinking, you know, I can't feel my legs. It was, how am I gonna ride?
It was a team effort.
Thank you. I actually told my mom, promise me that I'll get back on. And she said, Amberly, I don't care if we have to strap you to that saddle, you will ride again.
It took 18 months, but that's exactly what happened. Armed with a few seatbelts, Velcro straps, and some imagination, Snyder can continue to ride and compete thanks to her 4-legged teammates.
They both are more respectful, I think, since I've been in a wheelchair. And they both put their heads low for me to reach them, because I mean, heavens, if they stick their heads straight in the air, I can't reach them. So both of them are really good about putting their heads to my height when I need them to, and they know. My horses have played one of the biggest roles in my recovery, in my attitude, in anything. I get to have the freedom when I'm on my horses. You know, when I get on the back of one of my horses, I get to leave my wheelchair at my trailer, and my horse becomes my legs. I mean, I get to go out there and compete like everybody else there. And so those moments of freedom are really what keep me going.
Now Amberly competes on the Rocky Mountain Pro Rodeo circuit, where she hopes to add to her buckle collection.
Eventually one day, making the National Finals Rodeo in Las Vegas. I mean, that is every cowgirl's dream.